The Australian music industry is it's pretty small compared to over here, obviously, and so it's kind of it's hard to make a real living out of it unless you go out of the country. So a lot of our artists, they go to the US or to the UK. I mean, it's possible, but it kind of drives you a bit crazy because there's really not that many cities that you can play in. So it's like a week is 2 weeks, a tour is 2 weeks long. So I love coming over here because it's just like, it's so diverse. Like every state in America is like a completely different country. And it just feels like I never hit the same place twice. There's just so many great venues to play, and
I got a lot to say, I just don't know how to say it. I know all the rules, I just can't seem to play it. You can tick the boxes, follow the equation, but the knife won't budge until you learn patience.
I started writing my own songs when my brother actually encouraged me to, because he's a musician himself, and I used to actually sing in his band. And then, I was just kind of in awe of him and his ability to write songs. And I was like, it's so incredible how you do that. Like, where does it come from? You just make it in your head. And it's like, it's actually not that hard. You should just try it. And so I did, and it actually wasn't that hard. My new album's called The Old Razzle Dazzle. It's a fun name. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek because it's not at all razzle dazzle. It's a lot of the songs on the album kind of talk about my my writer's block. I had to take a few years off because it just was really hard for me trying to kind of reconcile the whole showbiz side of things with the personal side of things, and I'm a really personal kind of person, and I'm very much like about my friends and family, and it just the lines started kind of getting blurry after a while. So there's a lot of songs about that, and also just kind of my love for music and how that became this thing that I was chasing and needed and felt like it was the only thing that could save me, yet it was constantly running away from me. So it was a difficult subject. When I realised that I did want to make another album, I was like, okay, well, what do I want to say? And it took a while to figure that out, and that's why there's a lot of songs on the album that kind of deal with that process. Like Set Me on Fire is a song that's it's about that blockage that I felt, and my kind of craving for music to come back for me, or come back to me.
Set me on fire. Oh, melody, you're the only one who saves me out of the cold.
I thought that I quit music because I tried to write songs for about a year and it just didn't work, maybe even more than a year. I maybe wrote one song and I was like, God, if I've written one song in a year, it's going to take me 12 years to get out another album, and this is just driving me crazy. In hindsight, I guess I just needed a break, but at that time I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to say, and it was driving me really mad. So I just thought I need to walk away from music, not thinking that I'm going to come back. So I went to university for a bit, and I studied Australian Indigenous culture there, and I did a bit of travelling as well, just random thing, like I went to India and went down the Amazon, and like travelling for me, not with a tour van and a bunch of musicians.
I would have gone with you that night if you'd have asked me, and I wouldn't have left your side, but you marched into the rain, stopping as a child, while right here I stayed. Oh.
The thing that I learned when I had so much time away from music was that I'm really lucky to be able to do this as a job. Like I guess I just needed that time to get the perspective on it, and when I played a show at Lilith Fair a couple of years ago. It was the first time I'd played in years, and all these feelings kind of came flooding back, and I realised that I'm so blessed to be able to do this for a job, and it makes me happy more than anything else, and it just feels right. So I guess that's the biggest thing I learned, that it's just all about appreciating what you've got. Nashville kind of became the most important place for me for this record. I just kind of fell in love with it. When I got offered Lilith Fair, I hadn't done shows in years, but I said yes because it was Lilith Fair and Sarah McLachlan, and I thought, why not? And there I met Butterfly Boucher, who ended up producing the record, and she lives in Nashville. So she invited me down there, and I asked her if she wanted to do some songwriting, and so we ended up collaborating, and it just turned into this great friendship, and I met all these other incredible songwriters down there, and yeah, it's just a really inspiring community, and it inspired a lot of the songs, and I guess I knew that I wanted to make the album there.
Hello, hello, I wanna gonna see. You have to take me with you if you don't wanna lose me. Hello, hello.
I'm going to be doing a heap of shows over here and touring with Gautier. I still can't say his name right, I don't know why. I never really dreamt of touring the States when I was younger. I think just because my mind didn't go that big, like I didn't really think outside of Australia. But yeah, when I started touring over here, it was just in a van, and it was kind of quite a slog. And now I can tour in a tour bus, which is amazing because it just makes it so much easier. You can just go to bed after the show and wake up in the next city. Hey, I'm Missy Higgins. We're on the rooftop and you're watching Baeble.